Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Paleo Art Studios. I'm Benjamin Michael Tanner, and for Jurassic June this year, I got something really special lined up. The other day, I was at the mall, and I picked up a copy of Adam Driver's 65 on Blu-ray, and I gotta say, this has to be the best dinosaur movie I've seen in a long time. I know how some paleo fans are kind of stuck up about the dinosaurs looking inaccurate and shitty. And you know what? As a paleo artist, I honestly don't care how the dinosaurs look. I appreciate all forms and designs of dinosaurs in paleo fiction because dinosaurs in film, as I have learned, are the purest forms of paleo art there is. And this is a very prime example. So, for today, I'm going to be drawing a picture of one of the dinosaurs from the movie, as well as giving my own review as to what I thought about the movie. So, keep watching!
Okay, so I'm just gonna start off by saying I thought this movie was absolutely amazing. It was just phenomenal. It was like the purest form of old fashioned science fiction that has been produced in a long time. Like since the 70s, since like Star Wars came out. And when I drew this picture and posted it online, I heard a lot of people saying that it's right up there with the 1970s movie Planet of Dinosaurs. And you know what? It really fits right up in there. Like humans discovering an Earth like planet inhabited by dinosaurs, like it's really right up there. And I really like to compare this movie to a story from Ray Bradbury. Like, right from the day I saw the trailer online, it instantly reminded me of his short story, The Sound of Thunder. Like, I pictured this time traveler going back to the Cretaceous to find a lost ship or something, because that's what the trailer looked like to me. Like, it wasn't about the discovery of a lost planet or anything, it just looked like a time traveling tale. And, it just this movie just reminds me of something that Ray Bradbury and Ray Harryhausen would work on. Like, it just it just gives you that sense that this is something that those two great men would work on. And, it's just it just fits into their line of work. Like the inaccurate vintage looking dinosaurs and the old school science fiction, like it fits so well in their line of work. And when you think about it this movie kind of is what I think a Ray Harryhausen film would look like in the modern day. If he if Ray Harryhausen actually did decide to do something like Jurassic Park, and if he decided to work on something with Ray Bradbury, like I think this is the closest thing that we would have seen to a modern Ray Harryhausen movie, and I think that's really amazing. And now let's talk about the story dynamic of the movie. Like it it features Adam Driver as this space traveler. Like, I only watched the movie once, so I really don't know the names of the characters entirely. I need to watch it again to memorize their names. But anyway, it it just it just sounds like something out of an old science fiction short story. Like, it features this space traveler who's caught in an asteroid field and his ship crash lands on an uncharted planet, which turns out to be Earth. And at first, he's surrounded by this prehistoric swampland infested with giant prehistoric eels or fish or whatever they are. I like to think they're eels. Like, they just look really cool. Like, I love that idea. And he finds this other lone survivor who happens to be a child who lost her parents in the collision crash. And together they embark on an adventure of survival, trying to find their way off this harsh and hostile world of giant predators and vicious scavengers. Like, it just takes you back to those old science fiction movies and stories that you just grew up with as a kid if you were born in the 20th century. Like this instantly if you're a fan of that stuff, this is instantly what reminds you of those things. And also, the thing that I find the most interesting about this movie are the dinosaur designs. Like, a lot of people were fussing about how the dinosaurs look awful and inaccurate and unrealistic. And you know what? As a paleo artist who's a fan of old school inaccurate dinosaurs, I honestly don't care. Like, these dinosaurs look absolutely amazing. And as someone who likes creating their own dinosaurs for their own projects, I kind of have a theory as to why the dinosaurs look inaccurate. Is because they're not actual dinosaurs from the fossil record. At least they're not supposed to be. I think the creators of this movie completely made these dinosaurs up from scratch to make them look more alien and more menacing. And you know what? That as for a science fiction movie, that's actually, I don't want to say accurate. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but it just fits in really well with good old-fashioned science fiction. It really does. And I've heard a lot of people say that this dinosaur that I drew is a Triassic rauisuchid, the largest of its kind, Thalassosuchus. But since this movie is supposed to be set in the Cretaceous period, I don't think that's very accurate. So you know what? I decided to just call this dinosaur the apex predator. And I think that's actually a very fitting name because it rivals Tyrannosaurus rex in size and proportion. And with its long forelimbs, it can easily overpower a T-Rex in a fight if it wanted to. Like, I think if T-Rex had a competitor in the Cretaceous period, I think this is what it would look like. At least from my perspective, anyway. But I'll talk about speculative evolution about this movie for another day. Right now, I just want to talk about my thoughts on the movie, because that's what I'm here to do. And as for what I thought about this movie, I think it's just amazing. I think it's the best dinosaur movie that we've had since Jurassic Park because of its unique design of the dinosaurs, its compelling and heartwarming story, and I think the problem that people had with this movie is because it was supposed to be a horror thriller. It was supposed to be filled with action, blood, guts, and carnage. That's what they were expecting, and they were disappointed that they didn't get that. That's why they gave the movie such a bad rating. And you know what? I don't think that's really fair. As an artist who admires all forms of storytelling, I was compelled. I just loved the story that the creators made for this movie. Like, rather than a horror, they just made it I think it's just a regular sci-fi adventure film. I think that's what this movie is. Like, it just tells this heartwarming, suspenseful adventure of these two stranded space travelers trying to survive in a harsh and hostile land. And it's just so full of heartfelt moments. And you know what? To me, this is kind of like a father and daughter story. And it makes sense because, the main character, who's the pilot, lost his daughter, and the girl lost her parents when they crashed on the planet. And, it just fits in really well. So, yeah, I think this movie is just a good old sci fi adventure. And you know what? As the movie goes on, you can really sense the bond that these two characters are developing through their losses and through their struggle in this new world. And you know, it's yeah, it just really gets to you. I think that, you know what, that's why I love this movie, because it's a heartwarming adventure. I don't care about suspense or action. I I just love a story that's full of heart, and this is what that movie is. It's a heartfelt story. It's a story about hardships, lost, and love. Like, this this is the kind of movie that I like. And you know what? Other than the dinosaurs, this is why this movie has become one of my favorites aside from Jurassic Park, because the story is good and it's full of heart. Anyway, that's my video for today, and this is the Apex Dinosaur, and happy Jurassic June, everybody!